Welcome once again to another episode of Saturday Night Horror. Tonight I'm excited because we're going to be watching a creature feature. That's right, we're going to be watching Blackwater Abyss. Now, I want to say that I've seen this before. I remember watching a movie about a group of people stuck in a cave that starts to flood. And I remember there being a killer crocodile in there. And that's what pretty much the plot of this movie is. So I want to say I've seen it, but I'm not 100% sure. And I'm sure that's not the first time I'm going to mention that in this video, so I apologize ahead of time. But I'm pretty sure I've seen it. But I can't wait to watch it anyway. I love creature features, man. Anything with killer animals, I'll watch. I've seen bad ones, I've seen good ones, I've seen great ones. There's just something about creature features, killer animals, that I really enjoy. So we're going to be watching Blackwater Abyss. In the kitchen, we're going to make, we got another frozen pizza. I'm drawing blanks when it comes to what to cook on Saturday night, so I've been going to frozen foods. So yeah, we're going to be watching Blackwater Abyss, having Wild Mike's frozen pizza. So without further ado, let's go get this food started so we can start our movie.
Let's go out to the kitchen. Let's go out to the kitchen. Let's go out to the kitchen and have ourselves a snack.
Alright. Here we go. The mandatory Jurassic Park movie poster shot. So I'm not going to talk during the whole cooking thing because other people are out in the front room. But we're just going to have another Wild Mike's. So we have a stash of them. Oh, sweet Lord. And I'll come back and get a drink after we cook this here. So yeah, that's dinner. Alright. Let's get our drink. And I'm sure y'all know what it is.
Never fun, there's always Coca-Cola, yeah. Coca-Cola, always Coca-Cola.
Alright everyone, it's time to get our movie for the night. Blackwater Abyss, courtesy of Mr. Scott Crusher. Once again, I appreciate it, my friend. Alright. Let's go ahead and just turn the light off right now. Here we go. Hi, you ready for a movie? You ready for a movie, baby Bella? Yeah? Yeah. Alright. Here goes. She goes crazy for that thing, man. Hi, Bella. Hi. Movie time, baby Bella. Oh. Oh, we're starting right off the bat. Okay. Maybe. I think I've seen this before. I'm not positive, though. I'm not 100% positive. I want to say I have.
Let's do it.
Alright, let's go to our main menu. Good God, look at the size of that thing. Alright, let's get it started. Blackwater Abyss. Gotta love the creature features, man. Alright, everyone, Blackwater Abyss is over. And I had seen it before. This is the one I watched, but I didn't. A lot of the things in the movie I didn't remember. So it was cool watching again. I actually really enjoyed this one. A hell of a lot more than the Babadook. Dookie. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one, man. As I said earlier, I love these creature features. And as you can see, still out in the living room, not in my recliner, in front of the Jason Takes Manhattan poster. I shouldn't even say my recliner anymore. It's Bella's. It's Bella's recliner. She's sleeping on it right now. I do not have the heart to pick her up and move her just so I can film this. I've come to terms with the fact that that is no longer my recliner. That is Bella's recliner. And she does not allow me to sit in it. Anyway, one of these weeks, I'll manage to get back there before she wants to go to bed. So yeah, Blackwater Abyss was a whole lot of, oh hell nah, when I was watching it. It's a situation I would not want to be in, a situation I would never put myself in. So a group of friends decide to go explore this deep cave. You got to rappel down into the cave. And right before they go in the cave, they see on their phones that a huge storm is going to come through, but they go down anyway. So of course the storm is much worse than expected. It causes mass flooding and floods the entrance to the cave. So they can't just walk out of the cave. They have to swim underwater to get back to where they came from, to get out of the cave. The only problem with that is a crocodile is in there with them now, and it has an insatiable taste for human flesh. Not only that, but the cave, the part that they're in, is still slowly filling up with water. So think about that. You're in a cave that is slowly filling up with water, has a hungry man-eating crocodile in there. The only way to get out is to swim underwater back to where you came from, but if you do that, you're crocodile food. So you're kind of SOL. So the movie focuses on them trying desperately to get out, and let's just say the crocodile gets more than one meal. That was a hungry crocodile, man. It would eat one person, then it'd eat another. I'm like, Jesus, was this thing starving? And I will say, near the end, one of the guys that gets killed, good God Almighty, the way he was screaming as he was being eaten alive by this crocodile was absolutely disgusting to me. I say that because like he was screaming, but it wasn't a loud screaming. It was, I'm in complete agony being ripped apart while I'm still alive screaming, and it was, oh my God, it was, whew, you knew he was suffering. It just was so sickening and disgusting to me. I'm like, Jesus, dude, I feel bad for that guy. And what's bad is he was the first one to be attacked by the crocodile, yet he was still holding on just to be eaten. Like, the crocodile finished the job. I felt bad for him. Then I started yelling at the two girls at the end because they're trying to escape with one of the guys, and the guy tells them to go ahead, and the crocodile gets him, and one of the girls is just sitting there in the water. Eric, no! And I found myself yelling at her like she can actually hear me. I was like, swim, dumbass! Because she's just sitting there watching a crocodile eat this dude who she found out cheated on her anyway. Yeah, you gotta have a little bit of drama in there. And I'm yelling at her, I'm like, swim, dumbass. And then I started yelling at the other one at the end of the movie. There was, yeah. But I will say I did enjoy Blackwater Abyss. I really did. And once again, a huge, huge thank you to Scott Crusher for sending this movie to me. I said last week, Scott sent me a package of Australian movies. We had BMX Bandits. I watched that. I think it was last month. Might have been. I think it was last month. Yeah, I want to say last month. I enjoyed that. Last week we watched The Babadook. Wasn't a big fan of that. Blackwater Abyss this week. Loved it. So once again, huge thank you to Scott Crusher. I appreciate you sending those movies, my friend. I really do. That's awesome. I will say though, my favorite Australian horror movie that I've seen is still to this day a movie called Bait. And for those of you who've been with the channel for like 7 or 8 years, I want to say it was 7 or 8 years ago, before I even did Saturday Night Horror, I did a little video. And I don't know I don't know if I call it my Saturday night ritual, my typical Saturday night, something like that, but I wanted to show everyone what I do Saturday nights, so I filmed a frozen pizza that I was cooking, and I held up a Blu-ray of this movie called Bait, and I said, I watch horror movies after I cook on Saturday nights, and tonight's movie is Bait. So Bait was Saturday Night Horror before there was a Saturday Night Horror, and I think it's time to revisit Bait, because I have not watched it since that night. 6, 7, 8 years ago. It's been quite a while. Quite a while. Matter of fact, it might have been even later than that, because that's when we had the red recliner in the living room, and I had been working at Walmart for not too long, so it's been quite a while. So you'll have to dig deep in my channel to find that video. You know what? I think next week we'll do Bait. We'll watch Bait, because that is my favorite Australian horror movie so far. So yeah, I think that's going to do it for tonight. It is 11:50 p.m. We finished this before midnight. And I'm sorry I didn't talk too much during the cooking. I'm not home alone right now. And I'm not comfortable filming, let alone talking while I'm filming, while other people are home. Especially when they're in the next room over. Because if you see my vlogs, you'll know the living room is like 3 or 4 steps from the kitchen. So I was in the kitchen with the food, and someone else was out here, so I just wasn't comfortable talking. I wasn't even comfortable filming. But it is what it is, man. So anyway, that's gonna do it for this week's episode of Saturday Night Horror. Blackwater Abyss was awesome. I recommend that. Always nice to have a creature feature. And we'll be back next week with Bait, our 3rd week in a row of Australian horror. I'm ready to watch Bait, man. I haven't seen it in so long. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Appreciate y'all watching, and I will see you on the next one. Y'all have a great weekend. Y'all take care.